Teal dear, there are few things in this world that make me want to completely rage quit from life, but this is one of them. So we're going to run through this story, and then I'm going to go and take a dose of delicious shotgun mouthwash. The National Organization for Women names Emma Solkowitz its 2016 Woman of Courage. So for those of you who don't know who Emma Solkowitz is, I'm going to give you the abridged version of her life story, the TLDR, as it were. Back in August 2012, Emma Solkowitz accused a partner of hers, Paul Nungenser, of raping her. In the days leading up to, and indeed the days after this alleged assault, the couple exchanged a series of messages with each other. Most crucially, Emma was found to have been sending messages to Paul saying that she loved him after this alleged sexual assault took place. And with that included several more explicit messages, including one which read, "Fuck me in the butt." Followed up with, "Whatever, I want to see you, I love you Paul, where are you?" In April 2013, Solkowitz files a complaint against Mr. Nungenser about the alleged sexual assault. In October, Nungenser is found not responsible by the school's disciplinary board, owing to a complete and utter lack of evidence of any sexual assault having taken place. Throughout the first half of 2014, various blogger sites begin picking up on Solkowitz's story about her alleged rape, in which she conducts several interviews telling everyone that she's constantly in a state of absolute petrified fear that something like this is going to happen again, even though it would appear that nothing actually happened in the first place. This culminated in September 2014 when Emma Solkowitz began hauling a mattress around her university campus as a form of art project. The project, entitled Carry That Weight, earned Solkowitz the nickname Mattress Girl. This project of hers was a credited piece which counted towards her full degree. In essence, her final art project was publicizing her false allegation of rape, and the university was giving her course credits for doing so. In June 2015, Solkowitz recorded a pornographic videotape entitled Ceci n'est pas un viol, in English, This Is Not a Rape, in which she films herself having sex with a man and claims that this is a reenactment of the rape that all evidence points to having never happened. And finally, Paul Nungenser brings a complaint against the university for allowing Solkowitz's sustained campaign of harassment against him, even though his name was cleared of any wrongdoing. That's pretty much everything you need to know about this exact scenario. So no doubt you now understand why this case is so incredibly infuriating to read about. The National Organization for Women has announced that Emma Solkowitz will be the recipient of its 2016 Woman of Courage Award in honor of her now famous piece, Mattress performance, Carry That Weight, 2014-15. The performance was developed as Solkowitz's senior thesis project in response to Columbia University's handling of her accusation of rape against fellow student Paul Nungenser. The performance called for Solkowitz to carry her 50-pound mattress around with her on campus until Nungenser left the university, whether due to expulsion or other circumstances. Read social ostracization, because the allegation of rape ruins people's lives. The National Organization for Women, which is dedicated to achieving equality for women, is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Solkowitz did what many rape victims cannot do. She channeled her fear into a public demonstration and brought attention to her rapist's despicable act and highly inadequate punishment, wrote now President Terry O'Neill in an email to ArtNet News. Emma is an inspiration to all of us. Apparently, the National Organization of Women didn't get the memo that the accused was found not guilty. You cannot be a rape victim if you were not the victim of rape. I never imagined that someday I would be honored by such an immensely important organization, said Solkowitz of the honor in an email to ArtNet News. It feels like a dream. It's truly humbling, said Solkowitz. People should check out Now's amazing history because we really do owe so many of our rights to that organization, none of which she can actually name, of course. So a false rape accuser, a known false rape accuser, is being given an award for being courageous. for doing what no other rape victim has done, apparently. I cannot emphasize enough just how messed up this situation is. You are giving someone an award for being the victim of a rape when they were not the victim of a rape. Do you want to know a really good way of ensuring that false rape accusations become more and more normal? Start giving people awards when they make false rape accusations. And I can't help but think that this is probably going to be pissing off a lot of genuine victims of rape, who are going to be looking at this and thinking, what the hell? Getting an award for all of that courage that you displayed when you weren't being raped. I would rather see some sort of recognition for people who were genuine victims of rape, who have actually managed to turn their lives around and get back on track and not let that event completely destroy them as a person. That requires a lot more courage than lying. And feminist scholar and author Camille Paglia agrees. From an interview with Salon.com. If Emma Solkowitz were a student of yours in an art class you were teaching, how would you grade her? Camille laughed and said, I'd give her a D. I call it mattress feminism, perpetually lugging around your bad memories, never evolving or moving on. It's like a parody of the worst aspects of that kind of grievance-orientated feminism. I called my feminism Amazon feminism, or street smart feminism, where you remain vigilant, learn how to defend yourself, and take responsibility for the choices you make. If something bad happens to you, you learn from it. You become stronger and move on. But hauling a mattress around on campus? Columbia, one of the great Ivy League schools with a tremendous history of scholarship, utterly disgraced itself in how it handled that case. It enabled a protracted masochistic exercise where a young woman trapped herself in her own bad memories and publicly labeled herself as a victim, which will now be her identity forever. This isn't feminism, which should empower women, not cripple them. It's yet more evidence of the current absence of psychology. To go around exhibiting and foregrounding your wounds is a classic neurotic symptom. But people are so lacking now in basic Freudian consciousness, because Freud got thrown out of mainstream feminism by Kate Millett and Gloria Steinem and company, so no one sees the pathology in all this. And for Columbia to permit this girl to carry her mattress on stage and disrupt the commencement ceremony was absolutely ludicrous. It demonstrates the total degradation of once eminent and admirable educational institutes to caretaking nursery schools. I prophesied this in a piece I wrote in 1992 for the Times literary supplement called The Nursery School Campus. At the time, nobody understood what I was saying, but I was arguing that the obsessive focus by American academe with students' emotional well-being was not what European universities had ever been concerned with. European universities didn't have this consumer-orientated view that they have to make their students enjoy themselves and feel good about themselves, with everything driven by self-esteem. Now we have people emerging with Ivy League degrees who have no idea how little they know about history or literature. Their minds are shockingly untrained. They've been treated as fragile, emotional beings throughout their schooling. The situation is worsening year by year, as teachers have to watch what they say and give trigger warnings, because God forbid that American students should have to confront the brutal realities of human life. Meanwhile, while all this nursery school enabling is going on, we have the entire world veering towards ISIS, with barbaric decapitations and gay guys being thrown off roofs and stoned to death. All the harsh realities of human history are erupting, and this young generation is going to be utterly unprepared to deal with it. The nation is eventually going to be endangered by the inability of several generations of young people to make political decisions about a real world that they do not understand. The primitive realities of human life are exploding out there. Camille Paglia, a second-wave feminist scholar and academic, one of the few feminists that I've ever actually spoken positively about, because I actually find what she has to say very informative and interesting. And what was our third-waver Emma Solkowitz's response to this? From her Instagram, Camille Paglia has publicly called my artwork a masochistic exercise in which I neither evolve nor move on. She speaks as if she, a white woman, knew what was best for me, a woman of colour she's never met. Many people ask me how I've healed from my assault, as if healing were another word for forgetting about it, getting over it, or even shutting up about it. To expect me to move on is to equate courage with self-censorship. The phrases suck it up, move on, and get over it are violence. People who say these phrases equate what is right with what is expected. I think courage means afraid in a way that makes you do what is right even if it's unexpected. I dedicate this award to everyone who has not told me to get over it. Thank you for validating my fear and my way of handling it. Thank you for creating a world in which we can tackle the things that terrify us by doing the unexpected right thing. Yep, encouraging someone to not let a traumatic event become the most defining thing about them is a form of violence now. Of course it is. The funny thing is, with this retort, all that Sulkowicz has done is prove that Camille Paglia is completely correct. She has allowed her status of victim, even though it would appear to be a completely fictional title of victim, become her most defining characteristic. This is the thing that Emma Sulkowicz is known for. She is most well known for a false rape allegation and a continued sustained campaign of harassment against the person that she accused, even after he has been found innocent. And yet, people continue to support her. But remember, we live in a society that hates women, just hates them, and we also live in a rape culture where sexual assault isn't taken seriously. In fact, it's completely normalized, and hell, it's even lauded in society. It's glorified. Do people who are pushing this narrative just not see how this... No, of course they don't. This entire case, and this story in particular, is beyond disgusting. Just deny facts, deny evidence, deny lack of evidence, deny reality because it doesn't fit with the narrative. What's that? Your allegation of rape was completely false? Here's an award for you! Here's a podium for you to stand on so you can give your speech about how oppressed and fearful you are to the plebeian masses. I'm done with this stupidity. I have no more words for how ridiculous this is. It's killed my will to keep going, and I have not a single enthusiasm left to give. So, until next time, go away.